responds.
So we all jump in the trucks, we head out, we're going lights and sirens. Shootings are always high-speed calls where lives are truly at risk. As we're going, I'm trying to make phone calls to the people that I know from the police department. My dad's a police officer. As we get closer, we hear one of them was very critical, shot in the chest.
It burned. It was hot, like I was on fire.
We arrive to the scene, and I see that it's my dad. I'm instantly worried. I know the kind of damage that a bullet would cause when it goes inside of the chest cavity.
Jeffrey comes over, he's on my left side. He's telling me, he's reassuring me, you're okay, you're okay. I can't imagine what he was thinking of, you know, sees his dad shot.
That this would be the last time I see my dad, and he was going to die in this driveway with me in front of him.
I moved the other team members into the residence. We have to make sure Mr. Cave's okay, or do the best we can for Mr. Cave to try to save his life.
As the team attends to Jeffrey Cave, Detective Gilbert is rushed to the hospital.
His injuries were very serious. He had a fracture of 2 ribs, an injury to his diaphragm, and a collapsed lung. These can be life-threatening.
Dr. McKinney performs emergency surgery.
I'm frantic. I'm not really thinking correctly. Like, my mind's running around, racing. I'm kind of crying, but kind of not. I put my head into one of my coworkers' shoulders, which is not something I would normally do.
We saw the bullet fragments were within centimeters of his spleen. This is dangerous because the spleen is an organ that bleeds very, very easily. People could die from just the transport from the scene to the operating room.
You always know that there's a risk when your family member or yourself is in law enforcement. But you never think it's going to happen to you.
Hang on. Taser! I need paramedic.
Detective Gilbert is fighting for his life on the operating table after being shot while executing a search warrant.
I stayed out in the hallway and was trying to make phone calls and get a hold of everybody. When it's your dad, you're never going to feel like he's out of the water until you know for certain.
The surgery is a success. Despite medical attention at the scene, Jeffrey Cave dies from his injuries.
You know, I wish it ended up different, but he didn't give us much of a choice. I feel bad for his family, his daughters. And I don't feel bad for Mr. Cave. He did it himself.
Detective Gilbert returned to work 2 months after the shooting. He carries with him a permanent reminder of that harrowing day.
Fortunately, I got a memento, and I still have the bullet inside me. It does not set off the metal detectors, so I would check that.
You always know that there's a risk when your family member or yourself is in law enforcement, military, public safety. But I would never think, I wish my dad wasn't a police officer. I think that makes my dad a lot of who he is.